Hey there, Dave Gardner here, and in this video I'm going to give a little deep dive into the truth behind spillover in LiveGood. And in reality, it holds true with spillover in any company. A lot of people think they can just show up and nothing's going to happen, that they don't have to do any work, but then the magic is all going to just show up and they're going to end up earning lots and lots of commissions. Now, one of the ways that you can earn with LiveGood, of the 6 ways you can earn, is by matrix building and team building. And you can earn 25 cents a person starting on that second month for every single person that's below you in the matrix, whether you have sponsored them or not. And so you may have seen these numbers, and we'll take a quick look at this, that I believe down 12 levels, if you've never sponsored anyone, so all of these are unranked positions. If you had every single person in your matrix filled completely all the way down to 12 levels, that would be 8,190 people that have filled every single position. Again, they have to be every single one filled and every single one has to be active. Then you would earn a commission of $2,000, $2,047 to be specific, and 50 cents, which is what you've seen. And again, that says you may earn up to. The key phrase there is up to. Now, obviously, there's always going to be gaps in the matrix, and there's going to be areas where people leave, there's attrition, people quit, because they realize that they actually have to work, just like any business. If you were to get a brand new job and someone said, okay, job for today is to sweep the floors or to clean up something, and they handed you a broom and you just stood there and you didn't get anything done, then likely you're probably not going to keep that job very long, and that person might fire you. Now, obviously, you don't get fired from typical network marketing companies. We're very supportive. We're willing to work with you. But you have to understand that if you don't do any work, you're not going to be as successful as those people that actually do the work. And so in the beginning, obviously, it's going to take time. And it might not happen in the first weeks, might not happen in the first months. Maybe it'll take a year before you start to get some spillover, and that's specifically dependent on how active you are. Now, I am an active member, and I'm going to explain some of the situations where I have not received any spillover, and that's because I'm staying ahead of my sponsor. And I'll explain how that works with some diagrams here in a second. But as you look, there is a compounding amount. Now, the amount that you earn on every single person, like I said, is a quarter. It's 2.5% of that $9.95, or basically $10. So 2.5% of $10 is 25 cents. So if you have 2 people that are in your downline, your first 2 people left and right, then you're earning 50 cents. And then notice these numbers continue to grow the bigger your team gets. And every level is going to double that just about, because the level below whatever level's filled obviously is twice as big as the previous level above it. So again, that's going to compound. Now, once you get ranked by sponsoring your first 2 people, you now become a bronze member, and the bronze member now qualifies you for an extra level. So notice the unranked is only 1 through 12. You now get an extra level. So if you are bronze sponsoring 2 people, then you now have the ability, instead of making $2,000 a month, making $4,000 a month. That's both bronze and silver. If you get to the gold or platinum ranking, notice you're going to double that again. You get the 14th level opened up. And for diamond members, finally, the 15th level will be opened up. And again, what you have to consider, this is an up to value. It doesn't guarantee that you're making, even at diamond, $16,000 a month, because that matrix might not have that many people. Every single level to be filled is going to possibly be hard to accomplish. And so I'm going to show you and go through some of those things and show you an example of where I fit in all of this. And so this matrix I have here does not show the full-on matrix of all the levels down. Notice I'm only going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels down. I'm not sure where the number went here, but that would have said 64 and 120 something. So there's 100. Let me see if I can find the right number here just to verify. Let's see, 126 people. So total, there's 126 dots here. Now, obviously, if you were the person at the top, we'll look at this a couple different ways. Let's say you're this person at the top. So we're going to see if this pen will work and start to color this. So there you are. And let's say you're not doing any work and you just come in. In theory, you could have people above you that are doing sponsoring. And so if someone comes above you in their, let's say it's your sponsor and your sponsor is doing a lot of work, what's happening is maybe this position gets filled over here, and then this position over here gets filled. And then what you notice, maybe it's the following week or maybe it's a couple weeks later, you might actually notice that this one gets filled and then this one doesn't get filled yet, but what you notice is it skips one because they start to fill one at a time. And if they were to come through again, like weeks later, then eventually this one might fill, and then finally this one might fill. That's again, if nothing's happening and you are not being active, you may get spillover. Okay, you may get spillover. There's a chance that happens. But I'm gonna kind of erase these and give you an example. And we're gonna say, for example, that your sponsor is up here and your sponsor's doing a great job. So let's say your sponsor is a very active member and they sponsored this person, then they sponsored this person, then they come through and they sponsor this person, they sponsor this person, and they just sent a message out and a lot of people joined them right away. And so maybe they got to here, and when it fills, maybe the next week they fill in this orientation. And so what happens is we get other people that start to be active as well. And so let's say this person here that was sponsored now sponsors their own member. And they start to take action and this person fills, maybe they fill in this person here and then this person here because they've taken a little action. Well, maybe they don't do too much. And then maybe another person over here on this side takes some action and they sponsor this person here. And so what happens is now their firsts are filled. The next person they can possibly fill in is over here. Then they would fill in over here. Maybe it even comes back. Maybe they're more active. They fill in this spot and they fill in this spot. Okay. And so as all this stuff is happening, what you have to remember again is it's going to take time. If these people didn't do anything else, so let's say, the blue person didn't do anything else, the orange person didn't do anything else, so we go back to the original sponsor, it's going to take a while for these people over here to actually get, or the orange people to get some more spillover, especially depending on how people are being active. So over time, what's going to happen is that green, that sponsor, eventually is going to come over and they're going to sponsor that person, then they're going to sponsor this one, and then this one. And then maybe this one's already full, that one's full, that one's full, that one's full, going through the blues and the orange. Then finally it skips over here and over here. And so there's no spillover. And what happens then, maybe a week later, they start to fill in even more. They still have to come back. Oh, and we even forgot one here, so we'll fill that one. That would have taken some time. They're going to fill in over to the left, and then it's going to keep going across as they continue to fill. So that's going to take time. And what happens is they continue to fill, I'm going to have to go all the way over. So at this point, there's now a total of 30 people in the matrix. And if we subtract, let's see how many we did. We got 1, 2, 3 blues and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oranges. So 5 and 3 is a total of 8. What we're looking at is 8 people that were sponsored by others. And then, possibly 8 minus 30 is 22 people that were sponsored by the actual original person. And so if that is going to happen, what happens, it's going to take a lot longer to keep filling every row. Now, obviously, the first rows are going to fill very quickly. But at that point, there's already 30 people on the team. And like we said, the sponsor originally has done about 22 of them. That next row, and my number here disappeared again for some reason as well. That next row, there's 32 people going across this row. And then there's double that, 64 people. So if you're expecting the person above you to keep giving you spillover and spillover and spillover, it's going to take a while. So if you were this person in this position right here, we still have all of these spots that are available before you even get one of them. Now, there are 16 spots on this half, and then there's another 16 spots on this half. But like I said, they fill every other one. So if we go over, what's going to happen is this one's going to fill, again, this is if you were doing nothing. And then they overlap and they overlap and they're kind of skipping and filling in one at a time. Then finally you may get one spillover there. You're finally going to get one. But then they're going to go here, they're going to go here, they're going to go here, and it's going to keep moving and keep skipping. But at the same time, they're providing spillover all over the matrix. It's going to take, so at that point, they've had 16 more people. So maybe they sponsored 16 more people over the course of a week or 2 weeks, or maybe it's a month. Maybe they're only sponsoring one person a month. If that were to be the case, if they sponsored one person a month, they're casually doing this, it's going to take them almost a year and a half before you finally get your first spillover. Now, if you're taking action, it's a little different. Now, let's say, for example, if we go back and we get rid of some of these, let's say your sponsor made it to this position here and they filled up this far, but you decided you were going to take action and you start sponsoring people, and you put a person there, and you put a person there, and you do another one. There's your third. There would be your fourth, would be here, and then it would come back your fifth and your sixth. And so this is sort of a scenario I mentioned where I said I'm staying ahead of my sponsor, and I'm currently doing that. And so, for example, my sponsor is probably filling rows like this, and he's in now filling these rows with some overlap and some spillover, but obviously there's other people that are sponsoring as well. But if I've already put people in those positions, his overlap just skips over me because he needs to fill his empty positions in that same level. Now, in reality, I have, if we actually take a look and go back to my matrix, here's my matrix. So here I am at the top. My first level of 2 is filled, my second level of 4 is filled, and my third level of 8 is filled. And then if we look at each one of these, if I just click on this person, and what we're going to do is we're going to see what their matrix looks like. Notice the next one went here, but my next person didn't fill in here or didn't fill in here. It actually went back to filling in the top people, one of each in the top people. So if we go back, so we had now fit there. If we look at my other top person, what happens is it continues to spread top by top. So if we look at the smile, notice they have one other person here, and that person was actually sponsored by Marcy. And so that also follows through. So I actually didn't sponsor this person. They've actually sponsored a person, but all the other people I have placed there. So if we go back to that diagram, I'm actually staying ahead of my sponsor, okay? Again, they're filling in, maybe this row, and I'm going down 2, 3, 4 levels. I'm into my 4th level already. And so if we look at the numbers, 4th level, I came in to the program when my sponsor is actually one of the leading, and not one of the leading, he is the leading sponsor in the whole company. He had sponsored about 256 people. And so if we look at the total people in the matrix, to have 250 people, he's filled about 7 levels, okay? And so I am estimating, I have not gotten confirmation, but I'm estimating that I probably came in around that number. When I first joined, I looked, he had about 250 sponsored. And so based on how his matrix was filling, I am likely in either the 6th, or 6th, 7th, or 8th. I'm somewhere in here. But in order to start filling below me, he has to put another 500 to 1,000 people in before I fit that next row. So for example, if this is the row right here I'm in at 500, then he needs to fill in another 1,000 people, twice as many as that, just to give me my first 2. But because I'm even lower and lower, I'm 3 or 4 levels lower, if I'm on this level, and if we go down, 1, 2, 3 levels, he's got to sponsor 2,000 more people. Now, that's really inconsiderate of me or unlikely of me to have an expectation that he's just going to go out and sponsor 2,000 more people to fill my next row, and then he's got would do 4,000 more people just for me to get more after that. So you have to understand, whether it's LiveGood, whether it's any other company, spillover is a nice bonus, but it's not something you should rely on. It's something that you should not expect to happen right away. It's something that might happen, and it's something that might not happen. It might be something that takes a very long time to actually fill up. And so it all depends on where you are in the matrix and how fast you are, because you might be getting spillover a little faster and other people might not be getting spillover as much. And so if we open up, let me see if I can find and open up a new one here. Going to the right folder. And bear with me for a hot second. Let's see if I remember how I phrased it. Here we go. We'll just do a next one, and I'll open it with the program again. And we'll get a blank slate here. So when we think about, or when you consider how you are coming in, you have to consider what's going on. And so, like I said, let's say we have an original sponsor. They're coming in, maybe one of the team leaders. We'll get this a little bigger here. And one of the team leaders comes in, and what they do is they send out a mass email. They get a big leader in, they put in this person, they put in this person, then like I said, it fills one at a time for each of the consecutive levels. So it kind of flips back and forth. Then it would come back here, then it would flip over to the right side. Then, you know, there's going to be one there, and there should likely be one here. There should be likely one here and likely one here. And that's where I was for a while up until last week. And then I sponsored a few more people, and someone else sponsored some people. And what might happen is, like I said, you might send out a message, and let's say there's a big leader. Maybe the big leader sponsors another big leader. So if we switch to a different color, and we'll get rid of that. But if we sponsor another big leader, then maybe this person comes in and sponsors this person and sponsors this person and sponsors this person. And they just start growing and they start building. Again, that was a little out of order, but you know, they would have filled this one, this one, this one, and then this one. And then it would have came back down again, back to back to back to back. So you may have different areas of your matrix that are filling. And when different areas of the matrix fill and by other people putting in effort, then that might allow you to have a little more spillover because they are doing the work and they're able to skip over those parts to get to you faster instead of having to fill in all those pieces. So if we go back to the original sponsor, and the original sponsor then goes and sends out a second email, and they fill this person, and then finally this person, and then finally over here this one gets filled in, but then we have to go to the next row. Okay, we finally get here, we're going here, we're going here, we're spilling over, and they're filling in one of each. These two are not going to get any spillover because they've already filled in their own stuff. The spillover would come here, would come here, so these ones are not getting any spillover from above because those positions are already filled. So they are taking action, they're filling their own in, which is another way, obviously, to earn commissions. You're earning commissions when you sponsor people, and you're also, one of the other ways to earn money and earn commissions is by the matching bonus on your team growth. So not only, if we go back and look at these numbers, for example, if you earn, or if you have, let's say, for example, you have 5 rows filled, okay, that's $15. Okay, it's not something that you're going to obviously get rich on, but it does cover the fee of what your monthly membership would be, and it actually puts you into profit. Now, let's say you have a bunch of people under you that also have that amount. Maybe you have something like 100 or 500 people, 200 people. Let's say you're making $63. Now that starts to make a little more sense. Maybe it gives you an extra night out. Maybe it helps you pay down on some bills, pay down on your mortgage, you know, whatever it is to pay down for. But then let's say you do have some other people that are also earning this amount. Maybe they're earning $15. We'll just use 16 because it's an even number. You get a 50% match on that. So in addition to your $63 or $64, you're actually getting 50% of this, which would be about $8. So you're actually getting matching bonuses when other people are filling in their matrices. So keep that in mind as you're going through. And so let's say someone else comes in, and in one of the other emails they send out, now they sponsor someone over here. And this person says, yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take some action. And they start to build their matrix as well. Make sure we're over here with the pen right. And they put their first person in. They put their second person in. Notice if the green person came, they would not get any spillover yet because these still have to be filled. Okay, these spaces all have to be filled first before any of that matrix spillover can actually come down here. So if this person right here is taking action, they're going to fill in theirs, and then that next person would go here, next person would go here. So they start to fill in differently at different positions of the matrix, And again, that's going to play a role in when or maybe if you never get spillover. Okay, there could be scenarios where you might not ever get any spillover, but you might get team growth from people underneath you. So for example, all of these people here are going to be growth from this person that was sponsoring right here. You know, obviously all of these people over here in this section of the matrix are going to be, you know, it's basically under you that's continuing to growth. It's not really spillover because it's not coming over you, but it's growth underneath you. So you likely, you know, are going to do better by sponsoring some people that are going to be active. The key thing is, don't have the expectation that you're going to make a lot of money or even any money just by showing up. Okay, it is the rare exception where you will be just randomly placed, and then you have some beast of you know, of a sponsor that will come in and put hundreds, or you know, their team grows into thousands, and you could be the lucky one. And maybe that is you. Maybe you're up here, and we'll try to use a different color here, but maybe you ended up in this position right here and you never sponsored anyone. And if we look, all of these positions are starting to fill in. So that green person, as they go through and go back, they're going to fill in that position, and then they're going to fill in this position, and then this position. But it's going to take a while for them to do that sponsoring. And then eventually those will spill. And so you may see that there's gaps in certain parts. Obviously, if you are this person up here, there's going to be some gaps. You might be the person over here, and you're going to see that there's gaps over there, there's gaps over here, there's gaps over there. But then in this center section, you have some amazing growth. And one of the nice things about the matrix, with the matrix bonuses, these numbers, notice it's just the number of people. Okay, it's just the number of people. It has nothing to do. It can go down that many levels. So it doesn't matter where those people are. It's the total number of people that you have in that matrix. And so you can benefit, but like I said, don't bank on the fact that you are just going to show up into LiveGood, or like I said, any program that has a matrix like this, and just start to, you know, bank a lot of money. The ones that are taking the action are going to be the ones that are seeing the more results, because obviously they are going to have more money, not only because they're making the fast start commissions and earning $25 for every member that joins, but they're also going to have a bigger team over time. Like I said, maybe the spillover will happen as growth happens. Maybe there's other people that are higher above slowly getting to us. And as the system continues to grow, because we're only in the third month, we will continue to see some massive growth. So like I said, the end-all truth behind spillover in any company, you cannot guarantee that you're ever going to get spillover. Obviously, it's a nice privilege and a nice benefit and a nice bonus when you do get it, so appreciate it. You know, maybe reach out to those people that are in your downline. If you notice they're not taking action, maybe just see what's going on. You know, maybe they need help. Maybe they need some more resources. And if you have any resources or videos or training, maybe introduce them to people that are above you. Maybe your sponsor that might have a system or a Facebook group that has support and training. So hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions about LiveGood and or the way that the matrix works, just leave a comment below. If you're looking to, you know, join us, we're going to welcome you with open arms. And I just want to let you know and just point things out again. The spillover may happen. If you are likely to join a person that is active in the beginning or earlier to their starting out, you are more likely to get spillover. So if we go back to my actual matrix, this person right here, I've put every single person underneath them with the exception of this one right here. Okay, Marcy actually sponsored Lynn Rose, but all of these other people, I have provided the spillover to them. Now, they are in the process of getting ready. They're starting. This has only been a few weeks in that I have been a member of LiveGood, and I've been taking action. I've been reaching out to people on Facebook. I've been communicating with them. I've been sending out emails to my existing list. I've been making some YouTube videos. I've been making some blog posts, and some of the people have even found me on YouTube. Some people have found me through my blog, just random search. And so over time, they're going to start to be able to use those resources as well. They're talking on their social media posts about using the products and ordering the products, and people are starting to reach out to them. For example, that's what happened with Marcy's example. And so over time, she's going to start to take off. And as she starts to take off and build, then she's not going to be able to get as much spillover from me or right here, because other people are going to do that. So the sooner you join someone, obviously, especially if they're a worker, what we like to call spillover creators instead of spillover waiters, the more likely you are to see some possible spillover. But like I said, do not guarantee, do not focus, and do not bank on that. And when you promote, you shouldn't only bank on spillover as well, but you can let them know that it is a nice bonus where you can potentially earn some nice commissions, even with just the low rank of being unranked or even just bronze. But like I said, when you become a bronze, you now also double your ability, because now you have 2 more people that both can build and can both grow a matrix as well, and you get a 50% match on their overall team growth. So like I said, if you have any questions, leave them below. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, make sure you subscribe for LiveGood videos and for other marketing training. I am always glad to help, so just leave a question or comment below, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks.